What is going on, you guys? So I have a dilemma. I recently decided to experiment with SamCart instead of ThriveCart. I know, I've been talking about ThriveCart for a long time. I have multiple videos about it on my channel, and many of my clients have actually upgraded and started using ThriveCart. And I think it's great because I do think they're an amazing platform. And how can you beat just a one-time fee, right? Like, I feel like you can't beat that. And that's why I've been using it for several years now. However, there are a few things that they've been lacking in, and they're not necessarily a big deal, so it's not something I would even really talk about to a regular person or a client or whatever. Long story short, I decided to sign up for SamCart and just see what it's all about. Now, I will mention, before I start to do a comparison, I will mention that the reason why I haven't signed up for SamCart before is because they're just not cheap. You know, it's for the highest tier, which is what it would make sense for me to have, because that's basically the comparable one to ThriveCart. It has an affiliate center, which is what ThriveCart already has. It has cart abandonment, A/B testing, subscription saver, so dunning, which I already have access to inside of ThriveCart. So these are things I definitely was not going to skimp on and go with like a lower level. So the highest tier inside of SamCart, if you pay on an annual basis, it comes out to be $1,910 a year with a 20% discount. So anyway, I signed up for it because I was like, I don't know, they were doing their big courses reveal and I was curious about it. And that is a big seller, I think, potentially if you're selling courses and you don't use something like Kajabi or Podia already, it might make sense for you to potentially experiment with this. I wasn't planning on necessarily moving over, having my courses live on there, but who knows? So anyway, I have a dilemma right now because I honestly have no idea if I should stick with ThriveCart, if I should start using SamCart. I just don't know. So I figure this would be a good opportunity to make a video as I go through and kind of show you the different things that I care about, when hopefully it will help you too with making your decision. Now, if you are curious, all the links are down below so you can check it out. In order to sign up for ThriveCart, you do need a special link, which I have. Thank you. This is how SamCart looks like when you're first logging in. And in terms of comparing it to ThriveCart, let me show you how that looks. Well, the first thing you log in is you decide if you're going to your regular account or to your affiliate account when you're an affiliate for other people who use ThriveCart. So this is how it looks inside of ThriveCart. So you can kind of see it's a little similar. I mean, obviously I haven't had any sales come through SamCart because I haven't used it yet. But it's kind of similar. You can see the overall timeline, and if you scroll down, you see the stats as well right here. And it looks like you can determine for what specific dates you want it to pick, and it looks like it's picking it at a week basis. So I'm curious if I wanted to pick 30 days. There we go, 30 days. This year, I can pick this year as well. It doesn't seem like it allows me to do last year. So that's something to consider. When I go in ThriveCart, I can also see a lot of options. It also shows me a week at a time. I can go to, there's just a few extra things. I can see the last 3 months, last 6 months, year to date, last year, all time as well, and a custom range. So obviously, I'm not an expert in SamCart. So if I'm doing something wrong and you're like, oh, this is actually a thing, Camila, like, please tell me, okay? I'm actually trying to decide if I should keep this or not. But this is all I'm seeing. So I don't know. I don't see like a custom range in here. I don't know if I'm able, like, let's see if I was able. I mean, it's kind of annoying to have to click through everything, but it seems like I can do this. So if I wanted to select a custom date, it looks like that would allow me to do that. It's just kind of annoying to have to click so many times. So that, you know, it's not a big deal, but anyway, you can also sort it based on total sales, one-time offer sales, and recurring sales. And inside of here, you can see it, same thing, all products, all recurring, all non-recurring. So you can see it based on that right here. Okay, now on the bottom, you can see this, and we can see basically the same information. I will say that I do like the look of this one. I think it just looks a little bit cleaner. It kind of looks like a notebook. But yeah, visually, I do prefer this here. Now, something that is kind of annoying with ThriveCart is that sometimes if you delete a payment plan on a specific product, which I'll talk about in just a moment, it also sometimes, if somebody has purchased that payment plan or that option for that product, after you delete it, for some reason it deletes people's names. Like they still stay on that payment structure, but their name is no longer there. Like it says, you guys can see it right here. I'm going to unlock it. It says unknown name, even though the person had to enter their name in order to purchase from me. So that is something that I see a lot inside of here, and it is a little bit annoying. So, you know, some of these others, I guess I haven't deleted the product. You can see a few others. And it's just because when I go into the product section, you can have multiple payment options inside of one product. And if you delete one of those payment options, I notice that that's when it happens. I don't know if that's for sure what happens, but that's something I have noticed. So it is a little bit annoying because I do often change my payment structures and I will delete them. But you know, it is what it is. You can, by the way, still find those people by their email, just as an FYI. So you can, see the activity here as well. You can see the activity of customers. So customer list, obviously it'd be nice to see exactly what it looks like. This is all I'm getting, you guys. You can see all the orders, subscriptions, charges, failed charges, next expected charge per. So that's pretty cool. We don't really see it this way. Successful, separate with failed, separate with next expected charge. So that I like that look, so you kind of know what to expect. I'm tracking everything in a spreadsheet, so I know when to expect things, but that is pretty cool that they have this option here. So I started talking about products, so I want to actually go to products here. So within the way that you set up ThriveCart is that you set up products, and then within the product you can set various amounts of payment options, basically. So let's go into the example of my course. Actually, yeah, let's go to this course right now. This is in pre-sale, so if you're like, I want to buy this thing, it might be a different price at this point, so just don't freak out. This is an early pricing thing. So you would go into the pricing section, and this is where you set your price point. So you could click on add pricing option, and you can select either a one-time fee, a subscription, split pay, and you can select whatever you want. So for example, if you want to have 6 payments, you can select, you know, this is what it is, and here you go. Now, the one thing that I don't like about how ThriveCart does it, which is a little bit confusing for people, is that when somebody signs up for a payment plan, for example, the split pay, on their invoice, it actually says 5 payments starting date, right? So they think that they only have 5 payments when they actually have 6 payments, because the way it's showing up is that today is a payment, and then there's 5 more payments versus 6 payments total. Hopefully that makes sense. So it can be sometimes a little bit confusing for people, because when they're looking at their account, let me just show you a quick example. You can see right here, it says 11x monthly payments starting Wednesday, 12th May 2021. But the problem is that there's 12 payments. The first one counts as an upfront payment. You guys can see that right here, upfront payment, and then it's monthly payment. So I think that is, I don't like that personally. I do think it creates a little bit of confusion for people. So if you're doing that, just make sure it's very obvious. And ideally you wouldn't call it like what this is called subscription, and then X amount per month. You would say 12 monthly payments of whatever. So that's very clear. So anyway, going back to the products. So this is how you do it. So when I was trying to play around with the product inside of SamCart, it seems like you are not able to have multiple payment options. You basically have to create a separate product for each payment option, which I thought was a little annoying because, I don't know, what if you have a lot of payment option? But on the other hand, maybe that will be better because then you never end up deleting the product. So, you know, you have everything in one place, I guess. But anyway, it is a bit of a different process to get things set up. So I did play around with this one a little bit. It is a little bit more like you just type things in. So you enter the name and you can upload a logo, which I wish we were able to do within ThriveCart. That is not an option that we have. You set the price here. So this is where I didn't see another option. It's just, that is the price. That is the price, everybody. Now, speaking of, I am kind of seeing that there is no, like, how do I set a payment plan option? Let me actually create one from scratch. And let's see. Oh, there we go. This is where you select the payment type. Recurring, limited subscription, pay what you want. So I guess a limited subscription would be what I typically do for my clients, which is like an installment plan. So $197, number of charges, 6, recurring period, how often they're billed, monthly. And then you also have the option of quarterly, yearly, custom days you also have. So within ThriveCart, an option that you have is you can set a subscription, and you can do every 2 weeks or every 6 months, weekly, daily. So you can do it a little bit, it seems like, although you can honestly just change it up yourself. So 14 days, every, 45 days or whatever. So you can do it this way, so that you could take advantage of that. So yeah, so you could do that this way. So I would just set it as monthly, $197. So it would do serve to sell launchpad early bird. Okay, and then you would upload the product. So this is the thing that they seem to be doing too. It's recurring monthly. Number of rebills is 5 instead of 6. So I don't know how it's actually going to show up when people receive this email. But yeah, so I do see that you can send email ahead of subscription charge. So that's something that's really good for subscription, like memberships, like ongoing memberships. I wouldn't do this for my installment plans because people have to pay regardless. You do not have the option of doing this inside of, this is send your customer an invoice for every recurring payment, which is happening after the fact, after they've been billed. So it is a little bit different. You can set the quantity inside of ThriveCart. And in SamCart, I don't see that as an option. So I don't see, although there's many more steps, it seems like. So this is a part that I was kind of like, I'm a little confused by this part. But anyway, you can set product tags, which I think is helpful. Maybe I can do payment plan. I don't really know the strategy for tags on here, so I don't know. You can send to a custom URL or an order summary. So I usually, inside of ThriveCart, what I do is we actually are able to create a checkout page. We get to design the checkout page and the thank you page. And that's what I usually do for my products. So I don't know how this looks, but we can see. Okay, and you can allow coupons or not. And you can add a coupon if you want to. Now, coupons are found in a different place in ThriveCart. They're found right here. So checkout design, they do have more options for checkout. The look of the checkout, ThriveCart doesn't have as many that I've seen. You can have a standard sales cart, embeddable, and pop-up. And I'm not seeing an embeddable or a pop-up or this kind of, okay, they do have a pop-up, multi-step, full width, 2-column. I bet that you can do an embeddable though, because that is pretty standard. Now, a cool thing that they do have that ThriveCart doesn't, I think they are trying to get this working, because it says that you can import a design and you can submit a design to a library, a gallery or whatever. But like, how do you find those designs, right? Like it isn't very clear about where to find them. Now within SamCart, they're giving you a lot of different templates that you can already play with to basically create your what they call a one-page blueprint, which is like a sales page and a checkout page all in one together. So it is, you get to choose whichever one you want. There aren't that many options, but it's not too bad. So let me see if I wanted to check this. You can preview them ahead of time as well. And this one has nothing because it's just an example, I guess. Well, let me just use it and see what happens. I don't know. Do I get to edit it? Drag and drop builder. Okay, so I would put stuff here. Buy my thing. Okay, yeah, so you can customize it, it seems, here. So I will mention one other thing. When I was playing around with this, I did have this regular checkout. And overall, like, the design is a little bit cleaner, I think. Like, it just looks a little bit better. Not that ThriveCart doesn't look good. I think it also looks good. Like, that's why I use it, right? And you get to customize it a lot. So I like how my ThriveCart checkout page looks like. Like, I like the look. I like how I did it. And I customized it a lot. But it seems like with this is just, you have just a little bit more it's just a different style, I guess. But it's not a big deal, right? It's not a big deal. So payments, you can select what, if you're using Stripe or, you know, what you're using. You can allow digital wallets, which is pretty cool. So that's a fun option here. So something that I use is I also will use PayPal. I didn't integrate PayPal with this, so I don't know if we can integrate both. I'm hoping that that's the case, because I often, for my low ticket products, I would have the option for PayPal on the checkout page too. But it is pretty cool that you can use digital wallets. I don't know if we can do that on here. I haven't seen that option on here, but I could be wrong. Processors, let's see. Oh yeah, you can use Apple Pay, you can use Google Pay. You just have to set it up. So yeah, you can do that too, which I think is pretty cool if you're selling on mobile devices. Additional payment options. I was wrong, I think. You can have an additional payment option. What does this mean? Let's see. Oh my gosh, I was wrong, you guys. I was wrong. No, I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong because I still had to create the other product separately. So you have to create a separate product with that payment structure, right? You have to create that separately. And then you can create one product with the checkout page and stuff and design it. And then you can add these different product lists to it. And then they show up as payment options. That's the difference. I do not like that they're showing up as serve to sell, early bird, serve to sell, early bird. Like both of them are the same thing. And I get it. I guess that's just the name, but I wish it would just say installment plan, payment plan, like how it does inside of ThriveCart. You know, like I said, inside of ThriveCart is just like one-time payment, split pay, and you pick the one that you want. Versus here, it's like the full name, and it's like, what? I mean, again, not a gigantic deal or anything, but I'm just being nitpicky. So I'm seeing too, you can create, any of your products can become an order bump, which I think is definitely easier than ThriveCart. So the way it works is you edit your product, you go to the bump section, and you want to set up the bump, and you have to kind of do it all from scratch. And then you add the information about it on the checkout page. And then in behavior, you have to select like what are people tagged with, like all that stuff. But then here, it's already a product that exists, so it is a little bit easier. And then you can also add an upsell, it seems like. So I have one that's called the testing, but you can create, I think, another one. I haven't really played around with this too much, but I believe 1. Let's just call it 1. Okay, 11. Okay. So you can take any of the products that you've created and turn it into an upsell. And you create an upsell. Oh, well, okay then. And now this is an upsell. And then what? This is going to come up on this page, and I'm not seeing any templates on how this will look like, which I don't like. I don't like that I don't get to customize it. So inside of ThriveCart, you have the ability to go, you would go to products, and then, sorry guys, I'm a little sick. So you would go into products and then upsells, and then you would create a product separately for the upsell. You would go through the steps. And then you would select within the product, you would go to create funnel, and then you would be able to edit those pages. So there's some just extra things I'm seeing on here. That's cool that you can have a strike-through price. Let's see. Oh, I need to save it, I think. Okay, that is pretty cool that you can do that, and you can edit it, I guess. So this is one of the reasons why I wanted to experiment with SamCart, is I know you have the ability to add multiple order bumps. And I like that because I don't want to have multiple pages for my upsells. I'd rather have just one upsell and then like maybe 2 or 3 order bumps. Then you can select customize product emails, integration. So this is where you select, you know, are people getting tagged? Based on if somebody bought or courses, I guess. So they have something, this is different. ThriveCart doesn't have this. They have the courses app. So you can basically have your own course hosting platform inside of SamCart, which I do think is pretty cool. So this is an example of how it could potentially look like. There's nothing in it. But I mean, it looks pretty straightforward. It looks pretty legit, especially, you know, I don't think they have any limitations on how many courses you can have and stuff like that. So obviously it's a brand new tool, and I try not to, I'm personally not an early adopter. So I try to like let the tool be its thing, work out the kinks and any bugs so I don't have to deal with it. And then maybe I'll sign up. But I do already but I do already use Podia and Kajabi, so I'm probably not going to be using that, but I don't know. So then we have the affiliate center. I don't know exactly how to set up affiliates, but it looks like you can set everything up here. You can see, okay. So it looks like the settings, are these settings for everyone, like every single product? Because I personally like to customize my commission for each person, depending on like who they are. Is it a person that's working for me? Is it an actual affiliate? Is it a joint venture partner? So I don't like that you kind of, well, this is how, well, yeah, sometimes people do get paid immediately. So this is kind of where it's a little confusing to me. I guess I would have to figure it out. One thing that I wanted to mention too is inside of the products, something that is pretty cool is that you can also allow your products to be gifted. So that is pretty cool, I think. And people can like buy your course or whatever and then gift it to someone else. I haven't had that be something that people requested or anything, but I think that's a pretty cool option. So it does seem like it just has more options in general than ThriveCart does. But again, it's like you have to start thinking to yourself, like, is it worth another $2,000 a year? Or because, I mean, ThriveCart is like $500 lifetime, right? So this is what I'm thinking about. You can, inside of ThriveCart, you can create the A/B test, downsells, upsells. You can create all of that. You can manage your subscriptions. You can manage your affiliates, which is really cool. You know, look isn't the same. It doesn't allow you to do multiple order bumps, which is honestly the only reason why I signed up and I wanted to experiment with SamCart, because I wanted to have multiple order bumps. I've been waiting for ThriveCart to do this. I don't think they're going to. And I really want to have multiple order bumps on my checkout pages. I don't want to just have every single thing be an upsell page, because I think it's a little annoying to people. So anyway, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it. Which one do you use? Let me know. And if you want to check them out, the links are below. and I would love to hear from you. So a little bit of a longer video. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I wanted to share with you my thoughts and would love to hear yours as well.